Hello, guys. Welcome back to the She Who Leads podcast. And today we are talking about content, specifically why your content may not be landing the way you want it to, why you experience that you create your content, you put in the effort, you put in the love to creating and helping people through your content, and yet seemingly nobody cares and nobody watches it, and it's just so frustrating and so demanding to keep up doing this while you feel like you are not really getting back what you put in. And what I want to talk about specifically today is why your content not landing, why uh, people are not resonating or seemingly not resonating with what you are creating, because there's a recipe to that. There's a recipe to creating content that lands, that connects you with people, that connects you with specifically your soul clients. And one of the pieces of that is the visibility, like things that connect to you feeling like you can be visible, because you can do all the hacks that you know about and you can do all the tricks in the books. Still, if you have wounds around visibility, if you have wounds around showing yourself fully, then actually all the effort that goes into the content is not coming from the right place. It's not coming from the genuine soul place, your core self, that you could actually be creating that content from. And I will explain this, what this means, and like what that, like how it works in like the day-to-day life. But first, I just like want you to understand that for people to be able to see us, for, first of all, like, we obviously need to be visible with our business, right? Like that is a very big foundational thing. If people don't know about your business, if people don't know about what you are doing and how you are helping them and what you can do for them, they won't buy. It's just not possible, right? It's almost like you expecting that you start a business by sitting on your couch and like thinking about it, and then magically people appear at your door and they want to work with you. It's just not how this works. And if you're specifically in the online world and want to build a following, an audience, want to build connection with people through online content, the visibility wounds can act up so much. Why? Because now you won't feel like you have to be connecting with just one person. You feel like you have to please hundreds and thousands and hundred thousands of people, because we have this very, very big ingrained want to be liked, right? That is coming from our survival brain, that is coming from way, way, way back when we were living in tribes, and basically our survival depended on if we were part of a group or not, if people accepted us or not. If we were accepted, then we were safe. If we weren't accepted, then we were cast out and probably would die alone in the woods. So it's a very important piece that I want you to understand, that with visibility, there always the ego, the fight or flight system will always be there at some point. Now, the degree of how much is in there is connected to all the previous experiences you have with visibility. So if you have wounds where you showed yourself as a kid, where you were yourself, and then you got hurt because of that, then you have trauma around visibility. Then you learned that I cannot show myself fully because then something bad will happen. Maybe a parent yelled at you, maybe you got physically hurt, even maybe you were made fun of in school by others if you acted as yourself, if you showed who you truly are. And that really sticks with us. That really like lands deeply and stays with us deeply, again because we have this deep need to be part of a group, because that is one of our survival mechanisms, right? So any wound, any trauma that you have around being visible, it will always feel much heavier, because you have this meaning attached to it, that it actually is necessary to my survival, that I am liked by people. Now, when you translate that to the online world, then obviously we have the option, we have the opportunity, we see it all the time, that people, like gaining followers, and hundreds and thousands of people and millions of people are following them. So what that does to our brain is basically tells us that, okay, so I don't have to be accepted by the 10 people that I know in my life right now, which you kind of only were required to way back, when this whole of this survival thing was active and something to really like um, be aware of, right? Now you kind of start to feel like, oh, okay, so I actually have to be accepted by all of these people. I have to be accepted by thousands and millions of people. And if I'm not, then again, the same fight or flight response flares up of you feeling like if they don't like you, then you're doomed. That's why we are so thrown off by one single bad comment that we get on any platform that you post, because that flares up your fight or flight system, that basically signals to your nervous system that you're in danger and you have to do something about it. So that's a very big underlying part of this whole mechanism that is going through with like creating content. So that's something that I just want you to be aware of. So your first task with this whole content creation thing is, I want you to be starting to notice all the signs where your fight or flight response turns on while you are creating content, or when you are posting, or when you are, I don't know, looking at numbers or whatever. Like, just start to notice all the small signs when you feel uncomfortable. That's your sign. It doesn't have to be very like grand or anything. All the times you feel uncomfortable, all the times you feel like, oh, can I do this, should I do this, that will be your sign that you feel like, I cannot show myself, I cannot be visible. Just see how much that shows up. That will be a very good indicator, or how much you actually are um, okay, comfortable of showing yourself. Because it can be very different based on your previous experiences. If you have a lot of trauma around, like I said, visibility, you will have this urge, you will have this protective mechanism ingrained in you, that you need to close up, that you need to hide yourself, that you need to hide away parts of yourself, because otherwise you will be in danger. If you have less trauma around visibility, because you grew up in an environment where you could actually be yourself, then you won't have as much. I won't say you won't have any, because I don't think that's, well, that can be a thing. I'm restructuring that can be a thing. But most people who want to build soul businesses, actually their soul choose the path of having trauma around visibility, so you actually can learn it for yourself, how it is okay to be yourself, and how you are amazing and unique and valuable and all those other things. Because when you actually learn something and figure out how you can feel those things, that's such a higher mastery, such a higher level of knowledge. That's actually not knowledge, that becomes wisdom, which actually soul craves. And a lot of the times it's part of your soul pool, it's part of your purpose to experience these and shift these, and then help people through the things that you learned while doing these things. So everything is interconnected. Now, what tends to happen when people have traumas around visibility is that the content that create becomes, for the lack of the better word, vanilla. Meaning, you feel like you have to, cater to everyone's needs, right? Like that's when it becomes like the thing when you try to, please everyone, like try to be very, cautious with how you are phrasing things, or you are not saying your real opinion because what would people might say, or what you are playing it safe. Basically, that's the whole gist. Like, just people tend to play safe with what they are talking about and how they are talking about things, because again, of all the visibility wounds that they have and all the fight or flight responses connected to that. So, what makes a good content? What makes a content land with people? And there are multiple components to that, but I actually boiled it down to two very, very specific like categories, all of these components. And one is basically you need to provide value. Like you need to provide some form of value to the people through the content that you create. And that whole thing could like I I could write a book at this point of what constitutes as value and what people think is value, and how the two are usually not matching together. Because we tend to focus on like one way of providing value, and tend to um, again like overshare value. That's also coming from a lot of the wounds around, like not feeling good enough, right? I talked about that in the podcast, but that's one thing. Like you have to provide some sort of a value. The other thing is, and here's where the visibility comes in, is you need to create an emotional connection through the content. If you want people to work with you, if you want people to trust you, like just go back. If you want people to trust you, what do you need for people to work with you? People need to trust you. People need to connect with you. People need to be interested in you and what you have to offer and what you have to say. That is coming from emotional connection. That's it. Like emotional connection is a very, very important piece of any content that you create. Now, again, there's multiple components that will result in a emotional connection with the people. There's multiple ways you can create that or build that into the content. It's a better way to phrase it. But one of the things which I will talk about today, which is simple yet not simple. I want to say simple, but not always easy to start to do, is because it is connected to the visibility wounds, is showing your weird traits, like showing all the things about yourself that you feel like you should hide away. And that was the message I got from Source today, basically, to talk about. Like I asked Source what you need, what you need to hear, what you guys need to hear today about the business that will help you the most. And I got that the traits that you are hiding away, the traits that you are ashamed of, the parts of yourself that you feel like are boring, are too much, like all those attributes are actually the way that you can create long lasting connections with your audience. And it's not about, just think about this, how you are creating a friendship, right? Like, how's a friendship built? Friendship is built by actually getting to know the other person more and more and more. Why do we love our friends? Like, what are the things that we love in our friends, who we really truly truly love? And what is the things that we connect with them through the most? It's the common things, right? the hobbies that we share, the ideas that we share, the inside jokes that we have that nobody else understands. Like that what makes people click. That what makes people feel like, yes, I like this person. I want to spend time with this person. I feel good around this person. That's coming from sharing yourself with your friend, right? Like you maybe have the same weird tick, or maybe you have the same weird, and weird is a very, very positive adjective right now that I'm using. You maybe have the same, you love the same fan fiction about Harry Potter, or whatever it is. Like it doesn't really matter, but there are like some things that you feel like, oh, this person knows me. Oh, this person understands me because she has these same qualities. She has this same weirdness about her or him that I can connect to, that I feel seen through, right? And that's what's actually happening when you start to show those traits in your content, when you basically start to show yourself fully in your content. Um, People don't want perfect. People actually avoid perfect people. Why? Because perfect people make them feel uncomfortable. They make them feel bad about themselves. They remind them that they basically constantly reminded by of all of their flaws all the time by people who seem perfect. Just remember when you see like the perfect life on Instagram, right? Like you're scrolling Instagram, you see someone you follow, and you see the picture. It's perfect. The sun is shining. The family is perfect. Everything has nice clothes on. They are on a vacation. Mom and dad are happily holding hands. The kids are laughing. Everyone has perfect hair. It's a luxury vacation. Like the first thought that we have is not that, oh my god, how good their life is. I wishing them the happiest times and lives. And if, again, we can have these thoughts, but usually the first thing that we go to is like, my life sucks compared to this. Why I am not there yet. I don't have a relationship, or my kids are so messy. My hair looks terrible. I wasn't on a vacation for like years, or my last vacation was like nothing to this. It was actually boring. We start to like feel bad about our lives and what we have, because we see this picture perfect image, and it the only thing it does, it reminds us to all the things that we don't like about ourselves and our lives. Now when you see someone posting a vacation picture where everyone is screaming and running around and the kids are loud, and I don't know, like they can have a good time. Like it's not about I don't know, being miserable, but like they have a good time, but they are loud, and they talk about, like, I don't know, missing the flight and what they did, or they talk about how they didn't sleep the night, but like they're still at Disneyland, and I don't know, trying to have a good time. Like that's something that is relatable. That's something that, like, oh my God, I remember like that was my vacation the last year. And that was so hard. But actually, I remember this moment where I was like, oh yeah, that was actually so worth it because the kids were so happy. Or I don't know, finally met with my favorite Disney character or whatever. Like, it's instantly makes you click with that person because they're show and again, it's not about showing their lives. That's some form of expression that they choose to have. It's about showing realness. It's maybe showing their impatience. It's maybe showing that they they sarcasm. right? It's maybe showing that they are disorganized because they missed the flight because they were disorganized, right? Like that is something that you can relate to because a lot of people are disorganized, right? And yet still, even with all of this, they found a way to maybe enjoy the vacation. They found a way to go with the flow. They found a way to enjoy it. And that's the value that they're providing, right? Like you can actually let go of the perfect plan. That's maybe some value that they're providing with that piece of content. So that's the difference between trying to be perfect and trying to cater to everyone else's needs in how you are expressing yourself in your content, and actually sharing yourself, sharing your weirdness, sharing all the things that you makes you you. Like that's, you're such a beautiful, beautiful soul. You have so many interesting things about yourself, things that you may feel like are not relevant to your business right now can be super relevant. Like I talk about all the time about Harry Potter, that I love that. I talk about how I love Friends. I mention my friends here and there, not because I like it's not orchestrated in a way. It's just like this is who I am. This is my life. This is things that I want to share about myself. I just in last week's episode, I actually shared about me wanting to give up my business, like feeling so overwhelmed and just like down and depleted and everything, that I really have considered just like giving up and not moving forward with it. And I shared that because I want to, I want you guys to see the whole picture, to see a full picture of what it's like to build a soul business. Because yes, it is amazing and it's beautiful and it's one of the most magical experiences of my life, but also in the meantime it is the hardest thing I ever done in my life so far. It is really the hardest thing. And things are usually like that. Things that we want are especially like that. They are amazing and super hard at the same time. So, going back to the content, what I like you to do, what I start for you to do is start to show, like just pick one thing about yourself, one one trait that you would deem as too much or weird or annoying or anything, like anything, but just let's just go with weird, that you feel like, oh, that's not professional. Like just pick one trait, one attribute that you feel like it is weird, and incorporate that, show that in your next content. Just like find a way to show that. Maybe you love mermaids, find a way to build that in, find a way to make the connection. Maybe you love reading about Harry Potter, okay, connect that, mention that. You don't even have to fabricate it in a very like extreme way. The only thing is that like you naturally mention what you're interested in, you naturally mention who you are, and that's it. And that what will make people start to see you as someone who they are interested in, someone who they are like, oh, this could be my person. Oh, I actually like her. Wow, yeah, I actually had the same experience. Oh my God, I love that too. Like, these are the reactions that you want out of people when they are watching your content. These are the emotions that you want to evoke in people when they encounter you online. Obviously, with feeling like they got immense value from connecting with you, uh, and value can come in so many different ways. Again, like maybe I will do a podcast episode about it. If you're interested, comment in the comment section, and I will do an episode about like what actually makes a content valuable, because there's so many misconceptions around that. But right now, just like pick one trait and start to show that. And if you have a hard time with that, which I understand. I so understand, because I didn't come out of the womb like talking about all my weird things and being fully myself. Like I went through my own traumas with it. I went through my I'm still decoding a lot of the things that make me feel like, oh, maybe I'm too much here. Oh, I shouldn't talk too much. Oh, this podcast episode is too long. Like I have my own things which I'm working through right now. But before that, I was like, I was so afraid. I couldn't even imagine talking to a podcast, not let alone in English. And I was afraid I was copying others, because I was afraid that what I have to say is not interesting enough, or not good enough. I was trying to be perfect all the time. Like that was such a big thing for me. Like I was trying to be like the utmost perfection, because that's what I thought professional means. No, it doesn't. And it took me a while to get there, but you can get there. And again, if you're struggling with showing your true self, that's something that can be worked on, and that's something that you can shift. And when you have the right tools that actually help you shift this in a subconscious level and build in the new identity that feels safe around showing themselves, and also teaching the nervous system that you can show yourself because that is safe. Like when you have those, it becomes easier and easier every single day. And obviously practice is a big component here. But if you have a very, very big resistance toward doing this, those are the things that you should look into shifting and working with. Now, if you want help with that, I'm here. I can help. You can actually book a free clarity call with me, which you can find the link to in the description below, where we can actually look into your specific visibility wounds, because everyone has specific wounds around visibility, that when you shift from the root, we can look at the root, you can get tools how you shift them. That would be such a big change in how you approach content. Like that in itself would help so much in not just your content landing, but actually starting to truly enjoy the content creation process, and starting to have that as something that you are looking forward, not something that you have so much anxiety around and overwhelm and overthinking. Because when you are afraid to show yourself, that will result in you overthinking every single content that you create, because you're trying to make sure, like trying to make it bulletproof of, okay, nobody can actually get hurt through this, or nobody can say that they want to cancel me because I was politically correct and I did this and this, and like I took into account like everyone's opinions, and like this is like that is so much mental energy, not to mention so much emotional energy that you spend on one piece of content. And no matter that you feel drained after creating your content, no wonder that you feel like content creation is the root of all evils, and you didn't really sign up for that, because again, you are trying to restrain yourself and trying to mold yourself into someone who you are not, and that takes up a lot of energy. Now, when you are opening yourself up, and again, that is a scary process, but during that process, when you're opening yourself up and starting to show yourself fully, you're not just connecting with people, but actually the whole process becomes easier and easier, because all of the restraints and all of the overthinking just like goes away. So it brings you a long, long, long way. Start to do these two exercises, what I give to you. So first, start to notice all the discomfort that you feel when you're creating content. Just like start to notice at what point do you feel that discomfort, and just see what comes up when you start to notice the discomfort and when it shows up. And the other thing is, find one trait that you have that you feel like it is weird or you shouldn't share that, and incorporate that in your next content. Find a way, Find a way to make it fun, find a way to make it yours, and just like see what happens. That's all. It's a play, it's an experiment. Play with it. That's what you're supposed to do with content. Play with it. It's a form of expression. It's a form of expressing yourself. But if you are hiding away big chunk of yourself because you feel like you cannot show that, it will always feel like something that is draining you. And you deserve to enjoy every single moment of your business. You deserve to to help a lot of people, because you are here to help a lot of people and you are here to change and transform lives. But it can only start with you transforming how you show up in your content. And I know you can do that. You have everything. Such a beautiful message, such a beautiful transformation that you can create. The only thing that is missing right now is that you're not fully showing that at yourself to the people. Okay, that this was this episode for this week. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. Give it a like if you liked it. Please share it with the people you feel like could benefit from this, which helps big time with me to fulfilling my purpose and helping other fellow soulpreneurs to build their soul businesses. And I see you in the next one. Bye.